What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, legacy at Carbon, tigerfitness.com, alongside my partner.
How we doing, guys? I'm Bryce.
Bryce Beal. You might not have heard of him, but trust me, you're going to hear a lot about him. So, we have had great success in making kids run faster. In fact, one of our athletes here, William, came in here running a 4.51.
Yep.
He just got clocked by laser at a 4.43. And he's like, he's motivated now. He's like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to work, I'm going to get that thing below 4.4. I'm just flabbergasted because to see kids make progress visually, and I'm a businessman, so numbers don't lie. When you take a kid and you put them in a new stimulus or program and they see progress like they've never seen, you're like, oh my goodness, all this work we've done, all this education we've had, all this time we spent programming is creating, as you would say, monsters.
Yep. And that's, I think when it comes to programming, we'll go more specifically speed training for youth, but breaking it down into a couple different categories. I think what majority of people try and do is they try to fit a lot of shit in a really small box, when in reality the box of speed is really drastically big.
Huge
and
box.
People try to fit too many things in, or they don't pick the right things and they do overcomplicated things, right? So for us, for I'll say anyone else out there, whether it is online, if you don't know, we have online training, legacy@carbon.com or marclobliner.com.
We program for some of the top athletes in the country, top youth athletes in the country. And of course, we coach adults to look better and feel better and train harder.
So we'll break down the first part of speed, and we'll just go as short. This ain't going to be short.
Just keep it to 10.
So we'll go acceleration. So 0 to 10 yards. We'll just make it simple. It can be a little bit longer, but
first 5 steps.
Yep.
Your feet are dorsiflexed. You're at a 45-degree angle, and you're propelling forward. That would be acceleration.
Yep. So for us, the common issue I'd say majority of people see, or I'll say we see with majority of people, is that they don't understand how to express force. Because majority of the time, everyone thinks of a squat and it's a vertical shin. We want the shin angling out, just like Marc said, because the shin is going to tell you where we're going, right? So
that's the dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion, toe pointed to knee.
Yep. So if I stand up, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it, but
you can see it over there, yeah.
We want to have a positive shin angle to where we're going. So
those calves.
I know, we're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there. Your calves are bigger than mine. They always have been.
So
I hate you for it.
For us, obviously, you can do this 100 different ways to start. Easy one is doing certain wall drills. So being able to stand on a wall, just going through the motion with the hip and the leg and how that's supposed to actually trail. That's the first part, I would say, for majority of just teaching the posture and drive of acceleration in a very beginner sense, right?
Yes, and
so,
I would add in, you separate into 2 parts. For me, what I am obsessed with is arm drive. And I think 99% of the kids from kindergarten to D1, they do not run with proper arm drive. No, so we have many drills within Legacy at Carbon to fix arm drive. And we are obsessive about arms in everything. If you're doing lunges, we're obsessive about your arms. If you're doing mini bands, we're obsessed about your arms. If you're doing mini hurdles, we're obsessed about your arms. Because we want, oh, you brought it up earlier, we want that motion to go from your frontal cortex, your learning zone, to your basal ganglia, your repetition zone. So we want it to be so repetitive that your body snaps into it real quick. Again, frontal, it's like when you start driving, it's all frontal cortex. When you're at least driving, you're like driving one finger, that's basal ganglia. Okay? We want to basal ganglia the hell out of your running form, where all you know is opposite arm, opposite leg, cheek to cheek. Where is he going? Oh, wait. We got toys.
Should be able to. So, I'm going to check it real quick.
Yeah. Guys, this is live.
Yeah.
All right.
So, we'll just show the front part or side part. So, obviously, if I'm us, right, and we're doing a wall run or a drill, kind of like Coach Mark saying, you see a lot of kids, they misstep. So going based off of our shin angle, arms, something really easy for everyone to understand is we really want to focus on the posture that's actually driven, right? So
look at that foot up, look at the angle.
Yep. So we want to be separated as much as possible. And obviously, I'm not going to hold on to it the whole time, but
I think it'd be interesting.
The whole point is people make speed really, really, really hard. They make your conditioning. The whole point of the 0 to 10 yard frame is we want to cover as much ground as humanly possible with the most force and the most velocity possible, right?
So, and if you look at a football player, a lineman goes maybe 3 yards.
Yep.
Sometimes 5 if they're pulling, right? If they're doing a trap, they could go up that. I mean, if they're pulling around the corner, knocking out the tight end, whatever. So, so running form is obviously a critical component, right? Leg drive, acceleration into the next phase is absolute speed, right? Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Absolute speed. Once you climb from acceleration, say you're doing a 40-yard dash, that'd be the last 30 yards. Because you're not, you're literally, you climb up, absolute speed, your torso is erect, and you're getting that drive, your high knees, boom. You're striking the ground, pulling through, striking the ground. What is that? That's generating force. Arm drive, you watch Usain Bolt, the great sprinters, you'll see it, right? You'll see it. So when we talk about absolute speed, we talk about acceleration. One thing we are addressing, force, violence, violent force. Running is violent force.
And now remember, acceleration, you have your, we'll say 45 degree because it's common. You have your angle, right? You are angled, projecting out. As people start to shift and their obviously torso gets straight, it becomes somewhat of a vertical force down now instead of more of a horizontal push. Now we're thinking more vertical. So there's drills, I'll just say in the context of what Mark was talking about, the cycle effect is probably, it's easy to look at it and think you can do, but the reality is, like, I'll bring it in next time we talk. We'll do another one of this, where you'll see we can cycle. If you put a piece of paper up, big poster board, tape a marker to your heel, and you can look at how you cycle and how it's supposed to be, when in reality people have an elongated kick back. So just like Mark said, you'll see people essentially come up, strike down, and then all of a sudden it almost looks like a terrible butt kick and they extend too far back. In reality, we want a quick strike, be able to come back. So I'll naturally go back, but I really want to focus on trying to have a little bit lower heel recovery so I can get right back into my sprint instead of extending back and almost leaning and coming too far up, or I'm kicking back. Like imagine if you're looking at a deer run, you see their legs kick really far back. We want a really fast, explosive cycle, but at the same time, you have to apply force. So force generation, strength training. Yep. That's where we get into the cool stuff. And we're not going to go into every lift that benefits running, right? But we want to focus on generating force against the ground. I am a sucker for hex bar deadlifts and quadruple extension deadlifts with the hex bar, which is essentially a jump deadlift, we call it. Your feet don't have to leave the ground, but if you are an advanced athlete, your goal is to generate so much force. You're not jumping, you're just generating so much force that your feet leave the ground. And I literally cannot do a quadruple extension hex bar deadlift. Doesn't matter how much weight is on there. It could be 315. I'm leaving the ground because I am putting so much force. Obviously, there's a return. Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting so much force. And the beauty of the quadruple extension is beyond this. There's another video, is deceleration. When you land, it's teaching your body deceleration, which is where a majority of injuries occur.
Yep.
So putting it all together, we obviously work running mechanics, we work speed. We work arms, we work leg drive, we work the cycle.
And there's different ways to do all of this, right? There's obviously, you can do your form running, you can do dribbles, you can do hurdle runs, wickets, you can do resisted running, you can do strength training. But where a lot of people, I think, misconstrue a lot of just training in general is they don't understand how to actually put a concise and developed program together. So for us, I know we need to lift because most kids are inherently weak.
Yes.
And that's, you know, another discussion. But with kids being weak posterior chain wise, that's where all of our, like, that's where most of our power comes from. We have to develop that. Now, it doesn't mean I can't formally put together movements that help develop speed or teach a mechanic or an idea behind speed, and I can't put it with the lift. You can. But people overdo it where they squat and they start to sprint or do something dumb, and there's no thought process really behind it, right?
Programming is such an art form, and I don't think people understand. If you look at the great trainers, and the trainers I know, and I'm going to give shouts out from the Swole Bowls to
Joey G at
Joey
FAU.
G, obviously Moffitt.
Yep.
Like, these guys are artists in their programming design, and there's a method to it where you want a specific result. And you look at William, kid who went from a 4.51 to a 4.43. That's literally going D2 to D1. In the NFL, that's a difference of $2 million in your contract.
Yep.
That little bit. So if I can take an athlete who's a D2 recruit and I can get his number down from a 4.5 to a 4.4, I just got that kid at a D1 program. Might not be UM, might not be LSU, but that kid's, if you run a 4.4 and you can catch or do something, you're going D1.
Well, yeah.
4.4 is insane.
Yeah, there's not many people that run that.
No,
like,
no.
In all
I'm not going to
aspects
say
of
the
sport.
first thing we said about it.
No.
That'll get us canceled.
In all aspects of sports. But that's the thing is, obviously, this is the one part of probably a literally 5-part series we can literally talk about. Think about it, that's one variable of how speed is actually incorporated. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about just straight ahead linear speed right now.
I have an idea. Let's do a video, the top lifts for speed. We'll get Cammie in here to demonstrate it. Well, I'll get Cammie in here to demonstrate it because, well, we're too sore right now to do it. And we'll do it this weekend. If you guys want to see that video, comment down below. I also want you guys to think about what topics you want us to cover. Obviously, we're not demonstrating it. Do you want us to film actual sessions? We have clips. You go to our Instagram, Legacy at Carbon, at Instagram, Legacy at the word at Carbon. And our goal is honestly to get information out there. And honestly, we want to promote ourselves. We feel that if you guys hire us to train your kids, we have people flying in to have their kids train with us over the summer. And honestly, we're the best at what we do. And we want to get this information out there. So even if you don't hire us, we just want your kid in the best position to win. Because nobody's becoming a billionaire by training kids, right? But this is a passion. It's what we put on earth to do.
Yep.
So basically, to surmise this, you got arms, you got proper leg drive from acceleration to absolute speed, and then you have strength and power, all developed within a program. And as we go on, break those down, we will show you how to do it. But anyway, follow us at Instagram, Legacy at Carbon. Bryce, where can they follow you?
Bryce Beal on Twitter and Instagram, and then our Twitter for Legacy at Carbon is the same thing, Legacy word at Carbon too.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. And buy or supplements at tigerfitness.com because we don't make much money here. Anyway, guys, that's not a game. I used to have to go through dozens of bottles of vitamins, of supplements, just to get what I need. Look, I'm busy. I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching. I'm a professional bodybuilder getting ready for my first pro show. I don't have time to sit there and do all that. I gotta go. I'm on the go all the time. That is why I created MTS Nutrition Immortal. Here's how they look. This replaces dozens of bottles of supplements. And let me tell you exactly what this has. It has probiotics, greens, liver detox, joint support, cardiovascular support, and the most complete multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement ever created. If you have a busy life or you simply want more time to do the things you love and be able to travel by just taking one simple little pack with you, Immortal's for you.